A trip to the DMV, I think we can agree, doesn't exactly rate very highly on most people's favorite things to do list. Everything from the long lines to the bureaucracy to the red tape, seemingly endless paperwork, it all sort of adds up. These are all too common experiences at the DMV. We've all had them, but there's an unlikely fan of the DMV that's located not too far from where you live, and it's your bank. That's right, folks. American banks are realizing they can't fight identity fraud alone, and they're looking to experts in order to verify the documents that tell the government exactly who you are. So what does this mean to you? I mean, why should you even care about this video? Well, given the fact that last year alone, over 143 million Americans' personal information was compromised in just the EQUIFAX hack, I think you should care. So stick around. Hey guys, welcome back to the VIP Financial Education Channel. It's your cash flow coach, Mr. Matthew Pillmore, bringing you some more tips to help you go further, faster financially. Now in today's video, I want to take a look at a new way that banks are battling identity fraud and exactly what kind of impact this can have on you. Now, when it comes to identity theft and fraud, knowledge is power, which is why staying as informed as possible is so important. So how does the DMV actually come into play on this? Well, granting all of the frustrations that can come with a visit to the Department of Motor Vehicles, there are actually a few things that this American institution is doing very well. One of them is identity verification. So DMV employees are specifically trained to spot forged birth certificates, forged registration documents, forged passports, and any other official documentation that isn't real. And this makes the DMV workplace or workforce highly valuable for the US banking sector, which has really been struggling recently to battle identity fraud. In fact, in 2017 alone, nearly $17 billion was lost as a result of identity fraud. And what's more is that this trend is actually on the rise as a number of data breaches continues to contribute towards identity theft and fraud. And they've jumped at almost 45%. And according to the Identity Theft Resource Center, this is only getting worse. So what exactly is the banking sector going to do about all of that? The first step has already been taken, and it's through forming a committee that consists of a large collection of banks, and it's known as the Better Identity Coalition. The banks making up this group include JP Morgan, Bank of America, Citigroup, Wells Fargo, just to name a few of the biggest. Now, one of the stated purposes of the Better Identity Coalition is really to create a 5-year, $200 million per year grant program to provide actual seed funding to states to enable DMVs to modernize and become digital identity providers. Now, considering how much money is required to do this, US banks are really the ones that have the necessary capital to get it done. And so what does this really mean for you as the consumer? I mean, first and foremost, you cannot become complacent and start doing nothing. You still have to care about your identity and protecting it. What does it actually mean for you, though, is that it could actually get easier at the DMV. Yes, I actually said it could get easier at the DMV. How amazing would that be? Through the actual implementation of this new identity verification method, like biomarkers or cross-referenced dynamic databases, the process involved in renewing your driver's license or getting that new BMW registered might actually be smoother and less time-consuming than it's been in the past. But as I already mentioned, I mean, don't expect things to start changing for the better anytime soon. So what about your finances, right? How does this apply to the channel? Will there be impacts on you being able to secure a loan from the bank? Well, right now, a large part of getting a home involves going through the complicated process of the loan approval experience. And that includes identification verification. As mortgage fraud is still a real problem here in the country, banks know that their bottom line is, well, on the line. And if the long list of identity verification measures could consolidate into a single trip to the DMV, well, then the entire process actually could be made much faster, more efficient, and easier over time, which for anyone that's gone through the process of getting a mortgage, that would be a welcomed improvement indeed. So regardless of how you feel about your interactions with the Department of Motor Vehicles, I think it's important to embrace the coming changes. I mean, the entire idea behind them is to reduce the chances of you, the consumer or the borrower, being taken advantage of by criminals. So that's certainly something that we can all stand behind. And that being said, there are still things that you can do to protect yourselves in the meantime. So be sure to check out the videos linked in the description below for more information on some of the options that we utilize at VIP to keep ourselves as safe as possible. These are day-to-day things that have impacted me multiple times just this one year alone. My question to you is, what do you think of the imminent partnership between the DMV and the banks? Are you wary of yet even more red tape, or are you actually optimistic that the developments are going to somehow stem the tide of rampant identity theft and fraud? I'd be curious, so please drop your comments below and tell me what you think. As always, please like the video. I want to keep you guys up to date on all of these adjustments and changes that are happening in the banking marketplace. It's very important that we all stay on top of this. So if it's something that you're continuing to remain curious about, drop that like. Tells us that you want more of this stuff. Subscribe to the channel, of course. You want to make sure there is a D behind that E. And of course, hit the bell in order to be notified every time posts are uploaded. Guys, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you. The next 6 weeks of content will be the biggest of this channel's career, and you're not gonna wanna miss a single episode. So I look forward to working with you guys as part of the Cash Flower community. Make sure, if you haven't done so already, that you take advantage of the one free coaching session that's provided for each and every audience member here who has achieved at least a $500 per month leftover cash flow position. You can grab that by clicking the link in the description, freecoachingcalendar.com. Select your preferred date and time, and I appreciate your patience in advance as the wait for those free sessions continues to grow. And I do want to point one more thing out, that the contests we've run on this channel have been extraordinary. We've given away thousands of dollars this year already, and we are going to be planning some new awards and contests coming up for those of you that are really taking your achievements to the next level. I want to award people who are paying off their debts. I want to award people who are getting to that 760 pointer. I want to be a part of your overall plan, and if this channel has contributed to you reaching those achievements, then we want to know about it, and we want to make sure that you are recognized. So we're going to start figuring out exactly what all that means, but it is on the near horizon at this point. So amazing things happening, and we want you there. We'll look forward to seeing you on the next video. Until then, make it a great day today, and take care.